Welcome to 10 Talks, real conversations with champions for champions. I'm your host, Emily Love.
And I'm Carlette Patterson, your head sports life coach. And the desired outcome of our real conversations for champions with champions is to share our passion for sports life coaching. We want to get you coached, and our purpose for training you for a life that you love is we want to connect you to what matters to you in your life and the power of being a champion in your own life. A champion life is a 10 life.
Hi team, welcome to 10 Talks. I have the honor and privilege of getting to interview Jullie Culley. She was a teammate of mine in the Sports Life Coaching Certification class. Jullie is a rock star in every dimension in her life. Not only has she been a collegiate athlete, a professional athlete, she's gone to the Olympics, but she is now have a coaching career that's almost 8 years old, and she's a mom and a partner. She is really doing it all. One thing I love about you, Jullie, is that you are constantly committed to learning. And so right after we graduated, you put on more learning on top of your already full schedule. So team, welcome Jullie. And Jullie, we got to meet through the Sports Life Coaching Certification class. Like I said, we graduated in May, and your attitude, your demeanor, and your spirit of competitive greatness always gave me hope when we would show up to class. So talk to the team about the Sports Life Coaching Certification, what led you there, and what it taught you personally, professionally, and philanthropically.
Well, hi, Em. I think I need to record this and listen to it every morning when I wake up because that was a beautiful intro. Thank you so much. Sports life coaching was something that I somewhat crammed into my life, but felt at the moment that it was something that was absolutely necessary. I think through literally divine intervention, I found Carlette and her teaching and was able to translate that into joining the program, joining the team, about a week after I even found out about it. There was a little bit of a hole in my life, I think professionally, and then more just a need for the skill sets that SLC taught me to kind of maneuver my life personally. And then certainly as a result, making more space in my life philanthropically. So I would say professionally, it is absolutely the change in the way I interact with my staff and my employees. It has empowered me in so many ways to just teach in a gentler way, and nurture in a gentler way while still holding my, particularly my young women that I coach in track and field, a little bit more accountable. So, and I mentioned to you before we started here that I really felt like, while I was in the course, it was harder to translate some of the skills that I was learning, and there was like a nervousness to it, when you were starting to like take on those skills and try to translate them into your daily life. Mm-hmm. But I feel like now that I've had a couple of months and even a summer away from my student athletes, that it's so much more embedded in my heart now, and I feel so differently when I talk to them and when I approach them about difficult topics or the way that I nurture and encourage them. I've kind of opened myself up more in the way that I approach my student athletes, which has been really powerful. And I think it's actually opened them up more to each other. It's kind of like a chain reaction. But I would say that, mm-hmm. From the outside looking in, my young women particularly would see a massive difference in the way that I coach them this year than I even did 6 months ago. So that was huge. Mm-hmm. Personally, I, have certainly used more skills in the household. I have 2 little boys, and my husband and I own a small business in the Washington, D.C. area. So we are go, go, go. We are 24/7. But I think the biggest thing that I pulled from SLC coaching was learning to forgive myself. I sleep better at night now. I have less nervousness about what I can't control. And I think just so many of the skills that I learned through the course and the certification, and then just kind of letting that kind of sink into my heart, has really kind of helped me make more peace in my life and really just accept me for who I am and all the good and all the shortcomings. And I feel just honestly more at peace in my daily interactions with my sons and with my husband. And then philanthropically, I feel like this course has like helped me to see things a little bit differently and to make space in my life for philanthropic interaction. And I think one of the things I told everybody in the course was I was going to challenge myself with this Washington, D.C. Dancing with the Stars competition this fall. And I actually just came from a dance lesson. So, and it's fantastic. It is so much fun. I'm going to be competing on November 9th. I've raised over $8,000 for my charity that I'm representing. And I'll be glitzed and glammed and performing a cha-cha with my partner, Javier.
Oh my gosh. How does that feel as an athlete stepping into the dance world, girlfriend?
Like
Tell me.
Young person's dream to be good at dancing. And so just like to have a personal instructor and we meet once a week. And then to like be doing it for charity. So what was really cool about this interaction was I was able to actually pull together a charity volunteer event with my team that helped raise money for the organization I'm representing. So we just did this awesome event this past weekend. It was actually a Pacers event, which is our family business. But because of the volunteer opportunity that our student athletes took part in, Pacers donated $1,000 to the charity that I'm representing. So it was really cool to like pull all of these things together. And to be completely honest, like I credit so much of the skills and training that I got from sports life coaching to the ability to really just mesh these places in my life together. I've always tried to really silo my family life and our business with the team. And I think it's just really broken down some walls with being able to open up and share in these different experiences and prepare my team to share in these experiences. And it was probably the most awesome event we've ever done together as a program. It brought together the like men and women that never interact with each other. I wish I had a video of it. They had this massive dance party at the end of it at like 11 o'clock in the morning. They were going nuts. So there's so much I can't even begin to explain, but there's so much, just so much.
I love the next question I had was, how are you committed to using what you learned? But you pretty much answered it, Julie, because you're a rock star. And I think my favorite thing is as you speak, you cannot contain the level of joy and fulfillment in your voice. Like not only are you committed to using it on your team and it's, you know, I think what I love about what sports life coaching does, Julie, is it like meshes who we are and what we do together. Don't you think? So like you're out coaching, but you talked about how you're coaching at a heart level in a different way and you're parenting, but like you have peace at night. And so it's not even more like, sure, you have a massive to-do list and you're checking it off and you want to win championships and you have all these to-do list things, but it starts with who you are first, Julie. And sports life coaching helped you define who you want to be and really live in that for significance in a way that you said you can sleep better at night. And I mean that, I don't know if there's anything more powerful than that, the peace that we all want,
My stress and anxiety has gone down a lot. I feel like that particularly in the professional space, like I knew there were pieces of me that needed improvement in order for my teams to be better and for me to be a better, like boss to my staff. And that was something that I didn't know how to fix. I didn't know where to go with it. Like I didn't know how to embrace me in a way that was going to be meaningful to them. And I would say across the board, like I'm still a work in progress. And I think we all are always forever. But I love like being on this journey and then seeing the positive influence that I can have just being more of me with my team.
That's so phenomenal. I literally have goosebumps thinking about the impact that you're making on the world. You know, you talked briefly about your Give Hope right now, your philanthropic dimension of service. And I love that that's a powerful piece that usually all clients, when they come to Sports Life Coaching and now the Life Training Academy, which we've launched, that is the dimension that really a lot of people leave out. But when you think about the power, like again, just you talking about your raising money and giving hope and you know, putting that into your team life, I mean, just erupt with joy and this energy in your voice, Julie. And so I think that's really cool that we can give hope by having people join the Sports Life Coaching certification and just get coached in their life to understand what that dimension looks like. But talk to the team about who gave you hope and how are you committed to giving hope, maybe outside the dance competition that you just talked about?
I mean, honestly, I hope this isn't like a cheesy answer or the most obvious answer, but Carlette gave me hope. And then our team gave us hope. Like, hearing you on the podcast gives me hope. Like, knowing what we kind of went through together. I think what was so powerful about the course was, I mean, the teachings are absolutely phenomenal, but it's the relationships that we build together. And I know we haven't like been as great as I would like to be as a group, like keeping in touch. But when we were going through those things together, it was real life together. Like, we were experiencing real things. Like, we were experiencing depression, we were experiencing death, we were experiencing so many challenges in our lives over the course of those, like, I don't know how many weeks, 15 weeks or so. And that gave me so much hope. Like, when I look back on those moments, like being able to talk into a computer and just like cry and know that people were there for me, like for the right reasons. Like, it's hard to find that in your life. It's hard to find someone on the other end who isn't like moving on to the next thing or like trying to think of what the right thing is to say to you when you're going through something hard. I just remember those moments being so powerful. Just kind of finding this group and then learning through the teachings in the way that like Carlette would speak to us or allow us to kind of like, you know, ask, maybe not even ask questions, but just like allow someone to speak, and just the suggestions of words and things that allowed us to open ourselves even more. Like, I just was so moved by that experience. And I find that when I have, you know, student athletes or people in my life that need that moment, like, I can guide that conversation better. It's not about me saying the right thing. It's about me giving someone an opportunity to speak and to be heard. And that was so powerful. Like, I just couldn't believe how powerful that was, because our natural human nature is to try to fix something, make something better. But like, only the person who's going through what they're going through has the opportunity to do that. But that there were just so many moments, but those are the moments that stick out most to me.
That's so good. And how are you committed to giving hope in your everyday life?
I would say, you know, I really feel like if I'm living my truth, and we talked a lot about this, but like, if I'm living my truth and I'm honest about it and I'm vulnerable about it, and I acknowledge when I make mistakes, like, it gives like the people that surround me in my life hope. You know, last week I had a student athlete who I didn't do a great job of coaching her last week. There were 2 hard sessions that I just was not as in tune with what she needed as I would have liked to be. And I pulled her aside after practice one day, and I just was like, hey, listen, like, I didn't do a great job of coaching you this week, but I see you and I know what you're doing and I know what you're going through, and I'm going to be a better coach for you next week. And, you know, she messaged me and said, like, thank you, that meant so much to me.
Wow.
And it's like that vulnerability of just being like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not, but I'm here and I'm trying my best and I'm here for you, like, has bridged such a gap with my relationship with my people.
That is amazing, because it really, your give hope moment didn't start with money, which a lot of people think, right? We'll have to be rich to give hope. It started with humility, Julie. And that is huge. And again, not only are you giving hope to her, but she gave hope to you by accepting that and offering that. And I think, you know, giving you the courage to do that again. So, I mean, that's a profound give hope moment. I love that. And my last question, Julie, and one of our favorites tools that we gain out of the Sports Life Coaching cert, and something that we do with our clients every single workout, is 10 moments. So 10 moments is grounded in our stats. Stats are a huge tool that we use weekly. And the 10 moment really grounds you in the kind of moment that we want to run after in our life, right? If we want to live a 10 life, that grounds us to how it feels and what we care about the most. So Julie, give me one of your top 10 moments in terms of the Sports Life Coaching cert class that you went through.
I think my 10 moment was graduation. I really felt like it was such an accomplishment for all of us to just get to that moment together. And for me, being able to share that with my family was so powerful. But I don't think I had a clue when I got started with the program, like how it was going to move me and how it was going to change me. And it was just so powerful to be able to experience that with other people who were also sacrificing a lot. Like Katie moved, and like there were so many different things that were happening in everybody's life, and these major life changes that were happening. And we were all able to like make it to Phoenix to be with Carlette and to share this moment together. And that to me was just incredible. I don't think I even appreciated it as much while I was there as I did after we were there and kind of absorbed it and took it all in. But I had no idea what the journey was going to be. And so for it to like happen the way it happened, unfold the way it unfolded was like, oh my gosh, I woke up the day after we got back and I was like, what just happened? Literally, what just happened? Like this whole whirlwind. I've never read that many books, even when I was in college, like all at one time, but so motivated to do so because we were pulling so many beautiful pieces from everything that we were reading and absorbing. So I think just the culmination of all of that together, being together and like feeling that love and that joy and also just there's so many places in our lives where we're nervous and uncomfortable and we feel judged or we feel like we might pass judgment. And it just felt like such a safe space too, to build a relationship with people who even we didn't like know each other physically. And that was the first time we like physically met. And I was astounded at how tall you are, but I also should have known that. But it was so cool. It was awesome. And 10 moments are something that my team is now addicted to. And they're by request now. The girls will be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till we do our next 10 moments. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's so cool.
That is so cool. So Julie, what do you want to name your 10 moment?
The culmination.
I love it. I love it. Team, I hope that you are inspired by Julie's story and that her story really gave you hope that if you're looking for peace, if you just don't even know what you're missing, but you feel like you want something more in your life and you can look at Julie's story and see how, if you really want something, then you're going to go for it and you're going to make space for it. I mean, Julie, you're a perfect example where your life is already very, very full and you didn't make an excuse to add this in. And it does require a lot of time and energy and emotions. And we train on that in our program, but you didn't make excuses. And that's what I love about your champion spirit. So team, so much goodness out of this. Julie, thank you so much for.
Thank you. It's so good to hear your voice.
It's so good to be with you. And I feel like I just got a jolt of energy from you, Julie. So team, if you want to hear more about the Sports Life Coaching Cert or just getting coached, we launched an academy. It's so phenomenal. And we cannot wait to offer this hope to the world. So it's lifetrainingacademy.com. And Julie, your story's up there as well. So Julie, have the best day. Have more 10 moments. And I can't wait to connect with you again soon. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, tune in next week and head over to iTunes and Spotify and hit subscribe.
Remember, a championship life is a 10 life. You matter. Your life matters. Create a life that you love. Give hope to others and be and choose nothing but 10s. Be you. The world needs you. Go to lifetrainingacademy.com.